Greetings. Today we're in section 5 of The Word Which Was, part 2, from 2 Peter 3, 5, and 6. We continue today in the story of the flood in Genesis 7:19. We're looking at the brief timeline of it. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth in verse 19, and all the high hills that were under the heaven, whole heaven, were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. Verse 24 says, and the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. The word prevailed means to become stronger and stronger, and the word covered simply means to fill up, to cover, or to overwhelm. According to the standard measure of a cubit, equaling 18 inches, 15 cubits would have been 22.5 feet above the highest mountain peak for 150 days. Then let's notice in the midst of judgment, God remembers mercy and grace. Genesis 8:1 says, and God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And the Lord made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. They were made to cease. And the waters returned. They were turned back from off the earth continually. And after the end of 150 days, the waters were abated. They were found lacking. Verse 5 says, and the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. Verse 8 says, and he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. And the dove came into him, in verse 11, in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated or made smaller from off the earth. Genesis 8:2 states that God was not only in control of starting the flood, but he was in control throughout, as well as the stopping of the flood waters. It says the fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. Thus we can deduce a short timeline for the flood. It began in Noah's 600-year month 2, day 17. It lasted increasingly for 40 days. That would bring us to year 600, month 4, day 1. The waters continually increased until they were 22.5 above the highest mountain point. As soon as the 40 days and nights of increase were completed, the fountains of the deep were stopped, the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain was restrained. God sent a wind to assuage the waters, causing the waters to dry continually. The ark came to rest upon the mountains of Ararat in year 600, month 7, day 17, according to Genesis 8:4. The tops of the mountains are visibly seen in year 600, month 10, day 11, in Genesis 8:5. The waters are dried off the earth in year 601, month 1, day 1, in Genesis 8:13. The earth was dry in the year 601, month 2, day 27. Considering a simple lunar calendar where every day equals 1 month, then Noah and his 7 traveling companions with the animals were ark-bound for 346 days, nearly a calendar year. Matthew 24:39 declares, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. All souls outside of God's ark of safety perished. The ark caused a separation of the faithful from the faithless. The faithful were preserved in the ark. The unfaithful were destroyed outside of the ark. The first was an exercise of God's mercy, and the second, the exercise of his just judgment. The flood introduced new methods of judgment by God. The earth was perished with water once. It is destined to perish once more with fire.